Welcome everyone. Good evening. This is our JCI Europe Live, our last edition, when we want to give a review on what happened during this amazing year 2024. Yeah, we are doing this as a live stream, so we are looking forward to welcome you. Give us your comments where you are from. On the picture, you see all the ones that share tonight to join tonight to share some highlights and remarkable events and things tonight. And so please give us a comment where you are from. We are all from around Europe, and Germany, in Turkey, in Denmark, in Belgium, in Spain, Romania, Monaco, and also Australia. So we are looking forward in Finland and the Netherlands. So please let us know where you are joining us to join us tonight. Yeah, today is also a very special day. It is the JCI Day. That's the day when in 1944 the international movement started, when from 8 countries 30 members joined. And it's that day when we celebrate the impact that we create internationally around the world. So what better day can we join for our review today? Yes, so let's have a quick start and look into Europe and what are the backgrounds for what we did to this year. So JCI Europe, that is 70,600 members. We are present in 37 national organizations, countries in Europe. One is in preparation additionally, and in Europe we have 736 local organizations that you can join and contribute in. And all the activities that we do, all the slogans that we use, etc., that's all based on the strategic plan with the 4 strategic pillars. And therefore, we will also go through all the 4 strategic pillars with all the initiatives, 33 in total, for the plan of action and all the goals and achievements in these for their strategic pillars. And you see already on the screen our plan of action, the plan of action from President Kevin with Let's Make a Difference, and the adaptation for JCI Europe with our specific goals and KPIs that we created for this year. I wanted to share with you also the key topics that we had for Europe this year. We wanted to further develop and shape the marketing and brand awareness, so to professionalize our social media presence and update the website and so on. And also a lot in the leadership development, so a strong focus on all the training part. A cross-national organization cooperation, because really that is what I think brings us further. It's the international side. It is to show that we are a lot bigger than the local organization, the national organization only. And there are so many things and best practices that we can share with each other. And also, it's based on the President Plan of Action, but also for ourselves. How do we see Europe? How do we see JCI Europe in 2040? So to work on a vision of JCI Europe and how we develop ourselves and the organization. Yeah, in the beginning you saw already the picture of the board of the people tonight, but the team and the members behind that worked on the plan of action is a lot bigger. So this is the team Europe. It includes the board and our European Development Council. And you also see the global board of directors. We not only are Europe, we are part of the global world. There's 37 national presidents and organizations, our 2022 global committee members from Europe. Then you see also a world headquarters team, in total 26 people. The main ones that we worked with were the Growth and Development team, Oana and Catalina, also the director Roberto and Valentina, who was responsible for our big event. And also the big events, the European events, The ones are the European Presidents Meeting, so thanks to JCI Czech Republic, the European Conference in Finland, thanks to JCI Oulu in Finland, then the European Academy, so big thanks to Sweden and the COC for the European Academy, the KnowHowTransfer that we had in Brussels with the team around the project manager Lisa, and you see all the others as well, also with video materials Jonathan. And I gave you a little bit of insights already into the highlight events when you see all the people. So just as a short glimpse, the year, when we look at it, we had our year kickoff, the JBM General Board meeting in St. Louis, followed by the European kickoff, the European Presidents meeting. We had to do 2 site inspections, one for the European conference, the other one for the European Presidents meeting next year. The big area conferences, where you can see we had all good European delegations. So in America, in Paraguay, in Africa, Rwanda, in Cambodia for the ASPEC, and of course 1,500 people in Oulu for the European conference. And the second part of the year, you followed the Human Duties Day with a big online event, even with a UN peacemaker, the JCI Academy for the deputy, the national ones, the mid-year executive committee meeting in Hong Kong in August, the European Academy, as mentioned, for the local presidents, the incoming ones, our European know-how transfer, the World Congress, which was our final big event in Taiwan. And right now we're in the handover phase from this year's team to the next year's team. And with this, I would like to close with a short review on the close connections that we had, and also start to introduce for the team members what they experienced this year when they visited the 33 countries, when we had the 36 individual meetings, and in total 48 official country visits, which is really a great number of our 5 vice presidents and the EDC counselor this year. So with this, I would like to hand over to our first experience sharing or highlight sharing from our Vice President, Georgina Matamoros. The floor is yours.
Hello, thank you, Manuela, for the introduction. Thank you, dear EVP, and thank you all for being here tonight. It's a pleasure to share with you some highlights. I chose 2 big highlights of the year that were so important for me. The first one was the CYE. At the beginning of the year, we had a big goal of bringing CYE to the next level, and I believe that we accomplished this goal. Thanks to all the team who was involved with the CYE, my dear fellow VP Fatih, also with the support of Manuela, of Valentina from headquarters, and all the CYE directors in Europe. I think we had a great event in Oulu, and I'm very proud of that. And the other highlight that I wanted to share with you is the teamwork that we had, the experiences that we had as a team in Team Europe, inside the Team Europe, how close we were, how we worked together, but also these connections, these bonds that we created with our countries, and the bonds and the friendships that you as national presidents, as members, as committee members, as EDC chairperson or EDC councillors, these relationships that you created in the countries all around Europe. I think it's amazing, and I'm very happy to have been part of this. I'm sure that some of these friendships will last for a lot of years. Thank you all for this amazing year. It has been a real pleasure.
Thank you so much, dear Georgina, for joining us, and yes, to hear it from your heart, there are the friendships forever. Thank you so much. And I think we have another person who wants to join, to share. Today I have it with joining and sharing. It's both for tonight, but we have the next Vice President, VP Laurence, who will share with us the highlights that she experienced this year. So let's start it, yes.
Hi everyone, I'm Laurence, 2024 Vice President assigned to the Nordics. A bit more than a year ago, we started as elected officer for internationals. We later knew who we would be assigned to. And from this point onwards, I realized the huge legacy of VPs before me who built such a great path for me to follow. And also the Nordic group is an immense honor and gratefulness that I did accompany you this year. Thank you for it. But it also came with a lot of responsibilities, and your reputation precedes you. This year, in 2024, it has been many first times for me. First time in Iceland, and not only for layover, first time in Sweden, first time in Norway, first time in Lithuania, first time in Estonia, and first time in Finland. Many first times, but also first time as Sebering Champagne, first time taking my family to a national, my complete family to a national event abroad, first time in Asia. And this year has been an incredible year where I will remember how much I've learned about myself, about the world, about JCI, and all the friendships, all the amazing friendships that we could build together this year will also remain very dearly to my heart. Many times you and I were on the way, and many of you have accompanied me from work to home in many, many hours driving. We could share many moments together online, physically, but also just through the phone. And this is something that I will always be grateful for, the flexibility shown to enable us to grow together. Thank you very much for this year. Thank you very much for the phone call at 5 in the morning or 11 in the evening. Thank you very much for your patience, for your inspiration, because that's what it is. I have plenty of stories to tell to my fellow member in Belgium to inspire them with the amazing stuff that I have seen in the Nordics and the amazing stuff that I have seen in the world, just to make our country also better with this assignment. Thank you very much and have a good, happy New Year.
Thank you so much also, VP Laurence. It's really great to hear from both of you the very personal notes and also the mentioning of the friendship and the challenges also in the beginning of the year. How will it be or how will it not develop? Yeah, and now before we continue with some more highlight sharing, I would like to show you again some slides with the information about our implementation of the plan of action. So, what did we do this year? For the first strategic pillar, brand awareness, we had, as mentioned, the Human Duties Day for leaders. And so on July 10, on European level, we did this activity, and also many national organizations had some very good activities and celebrations of projects, some social media campaigns. And there was also, on top of this, a petition going on to recognize this day as a global day by the United Nations. And so also Europe supported this petition with 1,300 signatures. Then also one big project or program is the CYE, the Creative Young Entrepreneurs Award and competition. And I'm proud to say that we had 11 participants at the European conference, 5 participants at the World Congress, and the winner at the World Congress is the candidate from Europe, which is really fantastic news. And also, big congratulations to the national organizations that run and host and organize the national competitions, the National Creative Young Entrepreneurs. Another big program is the 10 Outstanding Young Persons, the TOYP program. And here there are 10 categories of outstanding people. It's really good to see that 9 national organizations in Europe host that on the national level. And again, very proud of the 4 from the 10 winners from Europe, and the majority is from Turkey, so congratulations to Turkey. Then there was the plan of action part with the media managers, do good and tell the world about it. So I'm happy that 35 national organizations had a social media manager until the end of the year. And also there was this leader magazine published from a global part with sharing projects, with sharing also experiences as vice presidents, for example. And the contributions were really good, 66 and more projects in all these 8 editions that have been published. There are a few more initiatives in the area of the brand awareness. We had the global team talks. So there was 30 interviews in the beginning of the year with the European board that were published. Then we did the Make a Difference videos. We had the JCI Europe live sessions, 5 or 6 during the year, like this one as well. The leadership interviews. So our leaders, some of the team members and national presidents had been interviewed and these videos shared. And for the global talent search examination, there is a national implementation with the world. It's a competition about the knowledge and economic knowledge, and so also this has been implemented. And now we come to our specific KPIs that we had created in the beginning of the year. We wanted to create more than 4,000 additional followers. So far we made only half of it, but at least 2,000 more. And we were super active on our social media channels. So you see the number of stories that we published, the number of posts of 450, contributions to the leader magazines. Then also for the live videos, 1,400 views is not so bad. Social media reach over 52,000. And you see also the attendance for the conference and the Congress are quite good. And so as a last information for this strategic pillar, also on YouTube, we created content. We had 20 new videos on YouTube, a lot about the trainings, but also some insights into the World Headquarters building, for example, and some outlooks and information into the World Congress, for example, and a review to the year. And now let's have another look, or maybe there are some comments on our YouTube channel. Is there something, Susan? Do we have some questions?
No questions yet in the live chat.
Okay, so then we continue because Vice President Fatih wants to share also some remarkable moments, a highlight from this year with all of us. Fatih, the floor is yours.
Hello, Europe. Happy JCI days. And a rainy day in Istanbul, but a very warm moment together with our Board of Directors of Europe and with all our European members who are watching us. And this is the highlight time, and I would like to start with our initiatives. And several times we mentioned, but I also want to highlight the Creative Young Entrepreneur Program is one of the key initiative of this year, because the Manuela, our EVP, already showed the numbers. 12 countries already organizing this program, like Monaco, Luxembourg, Turkey, and Germany already doing a great events. But the good thing is the more countries are involving, and therefore next year, Switzerland, Czech Republic, and Denmark already started to work on this. This is the great achievement for the next years also. It means we are leaving a legacy. Another one is the JCI in business. As you all know, our global vision is to being the foremost global network for the young leaders. And these young leaders want to make business with their JCI fellows. And now this year we launched this program in different countries, show some interest. In Europe, Turkey started to launch this program first time, and it started very successfully. But so many countries in Europe, like Finland, Switzerland, Belgium, they are organizing the business networking events. And now we are transforming their events into the JCI in business program. And in World Congress, we already completed our first world table, more than 120 people in Taiwan. Also, it was another achievement, and the European members also was be part of this memorable event. From my side, already mentioned, our VPs, including me, we travel a lot. If I check my results until now, more than 105 days I was traveling dedicated to JCI. Total 25 different events, 15 official visits. And if I look to my experience with my countries, it was a splendid one. I was responsible for Austria, Belgium, Germany, the Netherlands, the Russia, and Switzerland. And I was so lucky. Individually, I met so many people. As vice president, one of our duty to inspire our members, and I believe we did a great job with our members, and we are leaving a great legacy. At the same time, if I look what I learned from this year, one of them is the perspectives. We have different countries, different cultures, different way of working, and also in our global organization, we are running our global organization in more than 100 countries, and we have different cultures from the other countries. And the trust is one of the key elements of the year, because I was so lucky to working with the great leaders of this organization in my assigned country, also the JCI Europe board. And if you trust the people, it's very easy to create great actions, and the great actions make our future. And the last one is the legacy. We already showed the plan of action implementation. These are important, but all the magic happens in the international side, but it starts in the local implementation. Our local organizations all around Europe, they also created a great projects. I'm really proud to how they are doing right now, and I'm really excited for the future. And we will be around to support our members as a friend. And I'm looking forward to you to see in the area conferences and the World Congress in 2025. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, VP Fatih. And yeah, you were the one traveling the most days, I think. And according to the country visits, you and Georgina were the ones competing. So yeah, it's really the great bond, as you mentioned, with the local organizations and the local people. Thank you so much for all the contributions and exchange with the members. And I think we can also get into another local level, the European Development Council. There is also a lot of work on the local level, at least from the plans and so on. So, dear EDC Chair Ulla, what do you like to share with us?
Thank you, dear EVP Manuela. What an incredible year it has been this year. I want to start by thanking everyone, all of you that has been part of the amazing 2024 JCI Europe journey. And it has been such an honor and privilege to serve this year as the chairperson of European Development Council. Our mission has been very clear this year. We have tried our very best to help the local organizations and the national organizations all around Europe to grow and to give the leadership opportunities to more and more young people all across Europe. I want to give my heartfelt thanks to my amazing team, to the incredible EDC counselors. So thank you, Evia. Thank you, Arkin. Thank you, Simo. Thank you, Sandra. Thank you, Ida. And thank you, Christina. And of course, we cannot forget our amazing assistant, Sofia. We couldn't have survived the year without Sofia's help. And these very dedicated and passionate and experienced JCI members have really worked their hardest during the year to support all our local and national organizations to their very best, which is why we have had an amazing mentoring program. We have had one-to-one mentorings, trainings, tens and tens, maybe hundreds of trainings, and we have grown our visibility in all our channels for many hundred of percents in some channels. And I really think that these are some things that I will never ever forget in my life. And one definite highlight for this year definitely was when in the World Congress in Taiwan, just a little while ago, JCI Armenia was given the status of provisional JCI organization. This means that they are only one step away of becoming a fully affiliated JCI organization. So our dear JCI Europe family is definitely growing. Yay, Armenia. And yes, it's been an amazing year. And before we close everything, I yet again have just 2 tasks for really all of us. And one of them is that I was just talking about our visibility. Manuela, our dear EVP, earlier talked about our brand awareness and our growth in that area as well. So please do check if you follow all our social media channels in LinkedIn, on Facebook, and on Instagram. And maybe also remind your friends in your local organization, because there might be someone who's not following yet in all our channels. Then all of us keep updated next year as well of all the amazing programs JCI Europe is offering. And the other one is that with the leadership of our amazing skills boosting counselor, Christina, we created some very good quality trainings for all members of JCI during this year. All of these can be seen in the JCI Europe YouTube channel, and we have trainings from parliamentary procedures to partnerships to debating and other matters. So during your holidays, be sure to check at least one if you haven't seen all of them already. So these are my last 2 challenges for all of us for the rest of the year. And I want to thank everyone from the very bottom of my heart. I really think that during this amazing year, we have really made a difference. And next, it is our turn to rise up and be ready for 2025. Thank you.
Thank you very much, dear EDC Chair Ulla. And yes, the EDC, you did a great job, and we will see this also in the next pillar when it comes to our leadership part. So big thanks to the whole team and you, Ulla, for leading the team of the EDC. So let's have a look into the leadership part and the pillars or the initiatives that we had there. The first was to train the trainer, to get more trainers internationally and very well trainers that are certified. So the new Trainers Forum was introduced, and at the European Conference and World Congress, the trainers that are already trainers and have some experience could get the certification from the global level. And so now we have 37 certified national trainers from Europe and 10 certified area trainers from Europe. So the next European conference is settled. We have some trainers for Denmark. Also, a big thanks for Romania and EDC Councillor Christina for organizing the European Trainer Academy in Romania. And also, as you can see and heard during the year, a lot of national organizations organize a national trainer program, a national training, a career. So this is also a key to further develop and get also the certification from the Trainers Forum. The parliamentary procedures, yes, this is what we have to know, how to run effectively meetings. You see we did this in very occasions during the year. So that was also offered several times. The public speaking and the debating programs, yeah, as a leader you have to speak in front, so you should feel more or less comfortable in doing this. So we had the trainings, the online trainings for public speaking and debating. Scotland organized the the European Debating Academy. There was also a competition, a public speaking competition with 2 participants from Europe. And I'm very happy that we had 12 debating teams at the European Conference in English, French and German, and also 11 contestants at the European Conference, and still 2 teams for debating in English at the World Congress from Europe. There is also, as Ulla mentioned, there are the self-trainings or the recordings that we should look at. You can also do this for the Global Leadership Masterclasses. They are offered at the area conferences and World Congress, but also the full masterclasses are for self-study. And I just wanted to mention shortly that there is also an updated skills development policy manual. So when you want to know when you are eligible for this certification as a national or European trainer, what the official trainings are, and so on and so forth, you can have a look into that skills development policy manual. And yeah, we continue with the leadership development mentor-mentee program on the European level, on the global one, with participants from Europe. As you can see, the JCI in business, that was also very important to 13 national organizations here in Europe. And also from our side, as VP Fatih mentioned, this is a program that we wanted to further foster. So also especially for the European conference, we had a very good session with this and combined with the CYE. Shadow the President was a possibility to get a glimpse in the background of how is it to be a world president, especially on the visits. So participants, 90 plus globally, used that opportunity, and more than 5 used it from Europe. And also to give some more visibility for JCI and the members that share that they are active in JCI, there was this recognition of the star member and star local president. From Europe, we had 29 star members for step 1 and 2, so for Europe, European Area Conference, and then for World Congress, and 16 star local presidents. Yeah, leadership development, that's also showing the projects and selling the projects that we do. So we had 2 award orientation seminars. VP Laurence was very active on these. The empowering youth activities. So from a global perspective, it was combined with the global talent search examination. And in Europe, we worked on some extra programs. So we had a kids camp for Europe for the 11 to 14-year-old children. We had a children program at the European Conference, and also several national organizations run projects with schools and students. And the last is to also establish a pilot junior club. So 2 local organizations started this new program. And now have a look at our goals, the European KPIs. Yeah, to the leadership development is also the growth. This was a goal that we were not able to achieve, but I'm confident that for the next year it looks a lot better. We also had the European know-how transfer, our exchange with the European Parliament and getting some insights in the European institutions. We made, or our national organizations organized 4 Regional Growth and Development Academies. They have the 2 local officer meetups, the European Conference, and another one is online for the local presidents to prepare for next year. Then, as mentioned, the 12 online trainings were conducted with 200 participants, the Trainer Academy, and also our social media campaign for Step Up for Europe, Stay Relevant in Europe was done in the beginning, especially because we had the elections of the European Parliament this year. And yeah, EDC Chair Ulla mentioned we have a rising star that is going further from potential level to provisional. So congratulations again, JCI Armenia. And I also wanted to share a few projects because there is also the JCI Foundation a little bit more later that supports financially projects that are related to growth and development of local organizations and members. So here are 3 examples from JCI Turkey, a Grow New Members Academy with 40 participants on site and around 70 online. Then also the Tour de France from JCI France to further develop and teach about the European Union. What is Europe? So that was really a big tour around France with 39 local organizations with a big reach of 800 individuals. And JCI Denmark is very active in founding new local organizations. So also congratulations to all these 3 great projects that were funded by the JCI Foundation. And then let's have a quick look into the Regional Growth and Development Academies. So the one that just happened is in Serbia. They organized the Balkan Academy with over 30 participants. Then in Turkey, in October, was organized the Lala Academy, the leading, advancing academy with 25-30 participants. In August, JCI Lithuania organized a Growth and Development Academy for the Baltic, Poland area with also 30 participants. And in the beginning of the year, in April, there is the Francophonie, the French-speaking part, and they organized the Francoformation in Switzerland. Yeah, so this is a short glimpse on our leadership development, the 2nd pillar. And now let's have another person to share a highlight, remarkable actions this year. So our treasurer, Marie-Gisèle, I would like to give the floor to you. What was remarkable for you, a highlight for you this year?
Thank you, dear VP Manuela. What a great year. It was a transition year, actually, this year for JCI Europe. As you know, the constitution was voted last year. So this year was very special for us since it was the first time that we had only one budget, one finance field for EV and EDC. And it's actually a good illustration of how we worked this year under your leadership, dear EVP Manuela, because we all worked as a team. And personally, as an IPP, I used to think that EDC was separate from the VPs. And so it was a bit disturbing. And now this year, I really felt that we were in one and only team. And thank you, dear EDC Chairperson Ulla, for including all the EDC with all the team members, and also to Susan, who managed to give the good timing to everyone and the good insights. So it was a transition year. I would also like to thank all the national presidents who challenged me this year during GAs and who challenged the finances. Please keep going, because this is how, and VP Laurence knows, this is how you really get to your legacy and how you really encourage all your members also to become part of this global organization. You fight in the national level, and then when you come as a national president in Europe and globally, this is how your action really takes intention. And finally, my highlight would be at EPM, when the team Europe was discovering every member. I loved how EDC Chairperson Ulla actually mentioned that already from her local level in Finland, they were already thinking about including their strategy to the European level for us to have more incomes with the sponsorships. As you know, it is a real challenge on the national level. So I let you imagine how challenging it is also in Europe, but we are still here to support you for the next years. And thank you to all the members of Team Europe. It was a great year to serve with you, our national presidents. And I'll give back the floor to you, dear EVP Manuela, who really helped this year with the bank accounts and the access. So my year is not done yet. We are still have some reimbursements to do, but thanks to your leadership, dear EVP, we will manage to do it.
Thank you so much, dear Treasurer Marie-Gisèle, and also your patience. So that you had to collect all the documents, invoices, and so on. And now at the end of the year, this is your full push. So closing the books and also handing it over. So thank you very much for your patience and also still going strong to manage all our treasures and accounts. Yeah, and there is another key person in the team. So you heard from our Vice President, EDC Chair, the Treasurer, and what would you do without an assistant, and especially when it's an extraordinary assistant that sees the work and has great ideas how to implement ideas that she also has. So Susan, I would like to give the floor to you to share a highlight from this year with us.
Thank you, Manuela. Thank you for your kind words and introduction. For me, the highlight of the year was really the European Presidents meeting in the beginning of the year, and I can very well explain why. I entered the team a little bit later, so all the handover that we are currently doing to the 2025 team, I missed out on. It is my first role in Europe this year. I was active on a national and local level, but never in Europe. So actually in January, I started working with Manuela and the team on the EPM, but actually I didn't even know what EPM was. I didn't know all the abbreviations that were used. I didn't know the people that I was organizing it with. And actually I didn't know a lot about JCI Europe. So actually when we arrived in EPM, what we have worked so hard for, working at night, discussing with many teams actually. And when we arrived there as a team and we were all together and I got to see actually people behind the screens and behind the names on WhatsApp, that was really the moment for me that JCI Europe began to fly. So we had a great time in EPM, but this moment, from then on, I knew we were going to have a great time in Oulu and we were going to have a great time in Taiwan as well. And actually, that is what happened. So the rest of the year flew really. It was really nice and it was energetic. And I got to learn so much on what is going on in the background of JCI Europe and even JCI on a global level, and of the possibilities that you have as a JCI member to develop yourself internationally. So the highlight for me was the EPM, where actually the actual relationships and collaboration between Europe board and also between the national presidents in Europe started. I want to thank everybody that I worked with in the past year, everybody from the Team Europe, but also all the people that were in Oulu and had a perfect time there, and all the Europeans that went to Taiwan and that I got to know there. And I'm sure that I will see all of you again in the next years in the conferences and in the events. So see you later. Goodbye, Europe, and see you next year.
Thank you so much, Susan. Yeah, I mean, in the team, there are a few that are going further, and it's really good to see that you are stepping further for the leadership role on the national level than for the next years to come. And thanks again for stepping in, for being so brave and taking it all over and helping us so well. Thank you so much. Yeah. So we had two pillars, and now let's continue with the last ones. What did we do on the level of the open, efficient, and sustainable structure? Yeah, so here we come to talk about money. So the first is the JCI merchandise. We all like to wear the JCI dresses. I think you saw at least VP Fatih had one Europe shirt, and EDC chair had the Ulu EC shirt. So we love to dress up in JCI dresses. So there is a merchandise shop, and here were the numbers from the European conference. Then for the senatorships, we increased, or let's say the European senators increased by 120 new senators. And also in some national organizations, as the number is growing, there are also activities to create and form national senator organizations. For the membership drive, so how we recruit new members, being efficient, having everything ready, a pitch and so on, there was material created and also some sessions held to get some more inputs. And also we added this to our Regional Growth and Development Academies. Then, yeah, we also always need the information, the grassroots information, what is on the membership level going on. So we need your feedback. That's why there's the surveys. And then again, talking about money, we need the sponsors. So there is the JCI Club 100 created. And thanks again to Apextra, our bronze partner, for your support of $1,000. And also some of our national organizations are very successful in getting money, like Monaco with 140,000 euros. Then we talk about impact. So what is the impact that we create? And for this, there has been this RISE initiative, Rebuild, Invest, Sustain, Evolve, being created. And there are three pillars, three focus parts: the mental health, the engagement, empowerment of the workforce, and also the support for local and medium companies. So it's always good to share projects that are in these levels because they really create some impact. 19 projects have been shared on the project gallery that was created. I think we can do a lot more. 66 projects. Challenges, by the way, this is Matthias. What do you show in the meantime?
Nur die Slide.
Good. Then let's go back to our KPIs, the European ones. In the beginning of the year, we were super motivated, super active, that we will get 30,000 euros. So yeah, it is also a lot of work to make that happen, so we didn't make it, but the basics were done, the partnership packages created. Also for the structure, the EDC guidelines were updated to make the election process, etc. easier. The constitution, we checked it again for the practicability, again, elections, and so on and so forth. The tax and bank process, Treasurer Marie-Gisèle mentioned it already, so this is also in the last process to be done. We have worked with a marketing agency this year. That was the first year to set it up. So there was also a marketing strategy document created, and so also this is done. And with this, we had also some content that the national organizations can share, so to provide also social media attractions. And as last part for the open efficient structures, I also wanted to share with you the foundation part. From Europe, we had almost $10,000 donated this year. That's the contribution. So remember the projects that were supported by the JCI Foundation for Europe, and also on the other side, where does the money come from? It's the donations that the members provide. And we have 8 new Phil Paxley patrons this year, so also big thanks to especially France, Finland, Germany, and the Netherlands, where the donators come from. Good. Then let's go into the last strategic pillar. It's a data-driven innovation. So how do we know what we want to do and can do and should do? So one thing, handover protocol. Right now it's going on. So there has been a handover document created, And for us, as the European team, there was a Euro handover training just last week for the local organizations. There's also a handover session that happened for the national presidents, for the next incoming ones. And also, of course, in the Team Europe, we have handover sessions to hand over the document and experience for the next year's team. There's also alumni. We grow more in alumni, I think, than in actual member numbers, or at least that's the natural process. So also there are several alumni clubs in the national levels, and this was also the idea this year to start some officially. So 2 national organizations wanted to start an alumni club. And yeah, like handover protocols, it's about sharing best practices. So we shared in Europe all the great winners from our European conference competition and the World Congress competition, because these are also, for example, best practices to share, as well as RISE projects, also the marketing series by JCI Switzerland, for example. Some more data-driven is the 100% efficiency program. That is also data that the national organizations deliver to showcase that they are doing a good job, that they have great information and transparency and so on the national level. And also that, of course, implementation of the plan of action is going well. And I'm very proud that 12 national organizations from Europe received this recognition. And 2 were even in the best category, the super efficient national organization. So congratulations to Germany and Turkey. As mentioned in the beginning, there is a vision 2040, 500,000 members globally. So how would this look like for Europe? From a global perspective, there had been a lot of studies being taken, so about, for example, potential in the various countries, the number of young people, and so on. Also competition. And from our side in Europe, we started the year with a Legal Serious Play workshop about how the national presidents, how they see Europe in 2040. So to further also shape and work on the vision, not only numbers, but also what are we doing? What is the perception, the relevance of Europe, or JCI Europe? On JVC, our internal intranet, we created the global membership database, and also 24 national organizations in Europe had their ambassadors that were supporting for all the administration and promotion of the JVC to the members. And yeah, it's great to see that especially in Europe, the national presidents have a great interest in further improving our internal intranet. The last part for the data-driven is the award submissions that we put in our own KPIs, our goals. We wanted to get at least 68, and it's really great to see how many awards projects had been submitted, over 150 this year. So thanks for all the work that you did on the national levels, on the local levels, because you need to have the projects first. Also for the analysis improvements, we have worked on proposals, how the analysis and the data collection can be improved for the next year. So this is going on then for the next year. And for the JVC in total, it's, every network you need to have members, people that are active. And so it's also, it was our goal to increase by 3,500 people. And it's good to see that even more, 4,800 almost, are now active JVC account users. And there is another person or another team that wants to share a highlight or their experience for this year. It's our Growth and Development Director and Manager, Oana, and Catalina. Oana speaks on behalf of the Growth and Development team. Our 2 ladies working hard in the background to make sure that our national organizations, the vice presidents, and also the Team Europe, that we have all the relevant information and some support. So let's listen to what Growth and Development Director Oana wants to share with us.
Hello, everyone. Please bear with me for 5 minutes. This might be a boring message, but it's coming for my soul, for all the JCI Europe leaders who dedicated their time this year for becoming better version of themselves and had fun along the way. I promise to read it fast. As this year come to an end, I use this opportunity to reflect on what we've achieved together in JCI Europe. Our Department for Growth and Development has worked to support the success of our Board of Directors, national presidents, and committee members, helping to implement the plan of action and staying aligned with the international direction. This year's tagline, Let's Make a Difference, set an ambitious goal for all of us. And it truly was a year of making a difference, a year of trying new ideas, learning from challenges, and pushing boundaries through 33 initiatives. The results may not be fully visible yet, but change takes time. What we've started this year will continue to shape our communities and ourselves in the future. Through our work, me and Catalina, we interact mostly with national presidents, and it's inspiring to see how many of them are great and involved leaders. They bring energy, drive, and motivation that spread through their projects, actions, and members. At the start of 2024, we saw ambitious visions and objectives during the European President meeting in Czech Republic and felt proud of the direction of our national presidents. By mid-year, at the European Conference in Finland, we saw these leaders adapting their plans, learning from both successes and challenges, and staying determined to achieve their goals. And finally, at the World Congress, we witnessed something truly special. National presidents standing beside their successors, mentoring them and preparing them to take over. From our perspective, seeing this journey of growth and evolution is one of the most rewarding parts of our work. Each national president begins their term with a unique style and different starting point, but by the end of the year, they have grown into stronger, more confident leaders. For the 37 national presidents we have now in JCI Europe, JCI has truly made a difference. These are better leaders and at the end of 2024 than they were at the beginning, with countless lessons learned along the way. JCI is also evolving to meet the needs of its members, especially as millennials and Gen Z become the driving force of our organization. This generation brings a fresh perspective, value purpose-driven leadership, adaptability, and innovation. In today's fast-changing world, JCI provides a space that aligns with their way of living and working, focused on collaboration, flexibility, and making a meaningful impact. By adapting to these needs, we ensure that JCI remains not just relevant, but essential for the next generation of leaders. At its core, JCI is about leadership in action. It's about taking on challenges, learning by doing, and inspiring others to set up and to lead. Every project, every initiative, every lesson helps us grow into better leaders and pave the way for others to follow. I want to take a moment to thank some key persons who played an essential role in supporting JCI Europe this year. Thank you to EVP Manuela, to VP Georgina, to VP Fatih, to VP Laurence, VP Emory, and VP Jakob, as well as the entire EDC team led by Ulla, and of course to my dear colleague Catalina. Being different and bringing unique perspectives created a context for a transformational and evolving experience not only for JCI Europe, but also for us as individuals. Together, we had our own learning process. Leadership, after all, isn't one size fits all. There is no universal leadership style that suits everyone, but one thing is certain. From each leadership style, there is something to learn. And by learning from each other, we all grow stronger and more effective. To all the incredible leaders of JCI Europe, thank you for making 2024 different. As we move into the new year, let's continue on focus learning leadership by doing. Let's take action, lead with purpose, and grow other leaders to follow our example.
Thank you, Oana, for all your wise words and the summary for the whole year, and actually not only for this year, but you see it from the broader perspective. As 1 year, and this is also always a part of the whole story. As you remember in the beginning, we have a 5-year strategic plan. Our 1 year is a contribution to that strategic plan to achieve these goals in the plan, and also to further develop and grow Europe and the globe. We talked about the 2040 vision. A very big thanks to everyone. My dear team, the ones that you were here sharing your insights, your moments, your personal parts, as it's a lot. I mean, we only do this from our heart. We don't get paid for this. So this is our free time and our commitment to the organization. So a very, very big thanks from my side for the great opportunity to be the chairperson for you this year. And I'm very proud of all the achievements that we made from our 26 goals in Europe, that we made 20 totally and 4 partially, that we made a lot of things on top that we had not on our plan of action to achieve. And as you mentioned, all of you, it's the friendship. So I'm also looking a lot further for then the next years to come, now that we can finish our term in very few weeks. And then the new team under the leadership of EVP Anna and EDC Chair Alexandra will continue, will do some things in a different manner than us. So this is what I can say. A big thanks for the year. I think we all, and so for the last part, the last seconds of our review this year, please let us leave us a comment if you liked it, what you also want to share maybe as our dear listeners from that year. Feel free to share it in the comments. And so we say as a team, thanks for the year.
Thanks for the year.
year.